No.
We have I'm Thelma, Aseye, and I'm here. I want to ask you a few questions.
Alright.
So, as a young adult, how would you say inflation has impacted your life?
I think inflation has impacted which has made it impossible for us to purchase our market. It also has uncertainties in the market, which is people go out in the market to buy stuff, but we don't actually the actual price of stuff because today it is this price, tomorrow it is this price, which affects our budget and making money to go to the market.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Hello viewers, welcome to today's show. With me here today is Miss Sedi, a young business owner. Hello Miss Sedi.
Hi.
It's nice having you on my show.
Nice to be on your show. I mean, I'm unemployed.
Okay, so can you tell us how inflation has impacted your business so far?
Well, inflation has impacted my business negatively, in a very negative way. Yeah.
Okay, so there are people who are of the view that the rate of inflation statistically has reduced, right? But in the market, prices has not reduced. So the prices went up with the inflation rate, but now that the inflation rate is reducing, at least we see some changes. The prices remain constant. What do you say about that?
Yes, the prices remain constant because there's no day I've been to the market and prices of commodities have been reduced. If it has been changed, it means it's increasing, not decreasing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This brings me to the next question. Because the prices of the raw materials have increased, it translates to your prices being increased, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how are your customers adjusting, like their reactions?
Well, so from the start, I not increase the price, but then it came to a point where it was very necessary, so I just had to do it. So after some time, now it's better, but then when I just increased the price, most of them were complaining. But I mean, everybody needs to understand that it's the system. So I think now they've gotten used to it. I think it's better now.
Oh, okay. So it's the crisis and everything that is going on. A lot of businesses have gone down, especially sole proprietors like you. So what are you doing? How are you surviving? Like how are you sustaining yourself and everything?
Okay, so that's about if I gave up or not, right?
Yes.
So I almost did, not like I almost did at a point. I actually went on a break at a point because that was when I won't increase the price. But then I felt like I was just selling. I wasn't getting anything. I know I have to satisfy my customers. So I thought about it. Why don't I change the packaging? Why don't I add more value to the product so that if I price it, people would see the sense in it? Because Ghanaians like packaging. So I went on a break for some few months, had to restructure everything, came back, changed the packaging, made it better. So it's like, yeah, value for money, right? So yes. So I think because of that, the complaints are not so serious about it's expensive because they see the packaging and like, oh, this like it makes sense. It makes sense to be priced this way. So I think that it's just that I wouldn't get so much profit, but at least I'm not losing. So that's it. So I think that's good enough for it. I'm not using, so I think that should be it.
Okay. So thank you for staying with us throughout this talk with the CEO of Clichels Snacks, Miss Sedi. It was nice having you on our show.
I'm honored to be on your show as well.
I hope next time when we extend the invitation, you will gladly come.
I'm always available for other service.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
What is your take on since people are doing that the increasing prices still actually since prices are
Okay, so outside my business, I buy raw materials at the market. So I feel if they don't reduce their prices, I also can't reduce mine because they are looking at the profits they get. Even though inflation has dropped, they are still wanting their profits. And they keep saying since most things are not produced here, the currency rates and currency fluctuations and all that is also affecting their needs. So they always reduce their price. And with that, we the people buying the raw materials from them too, we don't want to reduce our price because it will affect them.
So with inflation and all that, how have you been able to manage to keep the business
I've been able to bring up different packages with their prices. People in this package and the size is what they want. So say I have small clothes, medium and large. So the one you want and the one that you think you can afford, that's what I'll give to you. Instead of selling the normal, I have a normal bowl. Instead of selling that one at the price which will affect you, you will choose the bowl you want.
So I would say what the effects inflation have on the economy is to be a good thing because as a business we need to make profit and since prices are increasing we also have a chance to make profit.
For one side, it's not really okay because we are reducing, the customers keep reducing. And for another side, other customers who really understand the situation go in for any amount we bring. So I feel it's a 50-50 something. Yes.
Okay, so my name is Michelle, and then I'm here to interview you about how inflation is affecting your sales. So please what's your So the first question I would like to ask you is, has inflation affected your pricing strategy or has it taken any effect on it?
Yeah, for that, on the basic, it has. Because talking about price control, there's no price control limit in Ghana. So as soon as the inflation goes up, like we also got to do amendment or change to the price. And then the fact that it hits like several times like at once. You know, sometimes you can consider inflation or price changes over a particular like period of time. The price can be starting from wow, but it could be every single day. And
so is there a point in time where if the inflation rate goes down, bring the prices of the items down, or you just keep it going in case there's an inflation the next day?
you know what nature does that? Like you only know growth and maintenance. Sometimes we might consider dropping it by a city, but you know, if we always expecting inflation to happen. So imagine I have a product and then let's say I bought it at an inflated price, okay, and the prices are down. I actually can't, unless that stock finishes. Yes, and even if the prices come down and then they still increase, and that is not how much I bought it through the inflated season, I still need to put it on in order to catch up when I'm going to buy, like when I'm going to get some new goods or something. I hope you understand.
So how do you decide when you have to tell customers that the price of the goods have increased. So if I came today to come and buy something and then tomorrow I come and there's a change in price, how do you
So I'm doing both sides. The other side is a working. So I have price list, I have price tags. So most of the time the price tag do the talking for me. But for this side, I tell them like verbally like
and then how do you think inflation will affect your business in the next year or the years to come? Do you think maybe because of the upcoming elections we are going to see economic changes in the inflation rate, or it's just going to be the same due to change in government or if we still maintain the same government?
for that, it's unpredictable, but it might not be a very big effect as we expect during the election season. And then it's going to affect me in a way that if maybe during those good and rainy days, I'm able to get a number of a stock, maybe if I'm supposed to drop 50 packs of water. When the inflation comes, that means the quantity I take will surely reduce. Yes, so to actually come up with low stocking. Yeah.
Hello. Good afternoon. Okay, so you guys went out to interview people, right? So I want to ask, how responsive were your interviewees?
Okay, so my interview was with a young business owner, so an entrepreneur to be precise. And then the interview was very smooth, and I even got a chance to do it in her house. So I think she was very responsive, and she answered the questions very well.
Well, for me too, I interviewed a young adult as our type, and I don't think there was any issue because he was very responsive and cooperating during the interview, so it went smoothly.
Yeah, there was actually no issue with who I had to do the interview with. It was a positive response.
Okay, so the person I interviewed was a young business owner named Clara who runs a food business. Well, she was cooperative. She gave details into her business and how she had managed to curb the problems arising since she started the business. So in short, it was good.
Okay, so I learned you went to interview on the topic concerning inflation. So I wanted to know what are some of the responses you received from people concerning inflation.
So with regard to the response, I remember my interviewee telling me she almost gave up. So she said she had to pause her business for a month or two and then restructure. So she decided to, when the prices increased that way, it led to her increasing her price. Her Sobolo was originally 5 cedis, but because of the inflation, she increased her price to 10 cedis, and she said the 10 cedis was causing issues. So she decided to pause the business for a while and went back to her drawing board and analyze. So she decided that, maybe since Ghanaians buy more into branding, she should repackage her products and improve on the branding. That way, the people buying will feel they are getting value for their money. So the people so she decided to increase their price and then do the rebranding. And after 2 months, Ghanaians have responded very positively to the rebranding because now the packaging is more attractive and then the product has been improved. So indirectly, there is value for money, and then the people have stopped complaining because they are getting what they want. Yes, I think that was one very key issue she raised.
So I had the opportunity to have an interview with a sales boy at a supermarket where he told me that he's sticking with price tags. So instead of directly telling customers that there's an inflation, so he has to change his price, he sticks with the price tag. So if you come, the price is already there, so you can't directly you can't ask him why you came to buy today and then tomorrow there's a change in price. But there's another side where he sells wholesale things, where he verbally tells them that because there's an inflation, he has to change his price or there's an increase in price. So yes.
Well, my interviewee said there's a persistent increase in price. As in today, you go to the market today, the price is different from what you go to the market tomorrow to buy. So as you are leaving your home for various places, the money you plan to take to wherever you are going to buy something, it might not reach. So it's causing problem like with budgeting. You can't budget your money because as you budget, you go to the market, you overspend your money. So it's causing really great problems to us. Thank you.
Okay, so with the person I interviewed, her problem was with getting customers. And since she runs a food business, she said with the increasing prices of goods in the market, it seems that she will have to buy in order to make food to supply to her customers. With the increasing prices, she wasn't able to get people to purchase from her when the pricing was stuck at a fixed rate. So for that, she had to change what she was doing, get more affordable packaging to go with the food. And after doing that, making some other changes over time, she was able to get the customer she wanted.
Okay, so you heard their opinions. So in your own view, how do you think there'll be a solution, or what are the solutions that can actually address to this problem?
Okay, so about the problem my interviewee raised, I think some solutions that can be set to that problem is price control. So I think the government has to either set a maximum price level for goods to be sold at, or minimum prices of goods that products can be sold at, so that there won't be really an increase in prices. So that, like, as in, if you are going to market, you know the amount of money to take along, so that you don't overspend. And subsidies too. Governments can provide subsidies to companies so that their prices won't go high as they are purchasing raw materials for the production of the goods. So thanks.
Okay, yeah. So about the price legislation or price control, I also think it is the best solution to this issue, because if you check the statistics, inflation rate is actually reducing, right? But the average Ghanaian in the market has not reduced their price of their commodities, and this is more like you are taking advantage of the people. First, when you go to the market, when the rate was very high, they will tell you, "Oh, sister, inflation." So you understood, but now statistically the rate is reducing. So the more the rate it is coming down, the stat is showing that inflation is coming down, but the people are not reducing. It's like they are taking advantage of the people. And because most of these things are necessity goods, you can't do without them, so the person will still have to buy, which means the seller is taking advantage on the buyer just because it's like a necessary item. So if the government will establish a price control on necessary goods, I think yes, that's like the very key thing they should do to control the price up and down thing. Thank you.
Okay, so with inflation, I think the best option for business owners is to learn to adapt their business system to be able to cater for people within various price ranges, since prices will still be changing over time. We won't have them stagnant for so long. So the only thing is to adapt the whole business to the changing economy.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for honoring our invitation.